Welcome to Kevin Pollak's Chat Show. I am, as always, Chat Show. We have another one of our audio-only, not-so-live shows coming to you from the fine folks at Airwolf. I want to thank everyone involved with Airwolf because they work so hard for so little, like the rest of show business. I've never worked so much for so little. It's the new order. I have exciting, funny guests today, but first I want to give a shout-out to the West Side Comedy Theater, where you can see theater and comedy, improv and sketch, and some stand-up 7 nights a week, where we normally do the chat show from. Love the folks at the West Side Comedy Theater. Sam Levine, television Sam Levine, born 85 years old, and the lovely Jamie Foxx, my better half, are not with us today. We've yet to include them in the audio-only show. There's a debate as to whether either are interested. However, we push on. And I'm very excited to welcome to this very well-known table. Has everyone here signed the table, Kyle? You've signed the table.
I've signed another studio's table. I haven't signed this one.
Am I
Jeanette Goldstein?
Get right in there. Kyle Bornheimer and
Ben Schwartzheimer?
And Ben Schwartzman.
Ben Schwintz?
Somebody mentioned hips. You dressed hip, and then we went right to the size of one's hip joke, and it made me immediately decide our first topic.
All right.
My problem with Rogue One. You ready?
All right.
That's the topic. I want you to weigh in. Haven't.
I know, which is weird.
No. It's fine. I'm still going to need you to answer.
I apologize.
I'm going to need you to weigh in with an opinion.
Okay.
What your problem
seen it?
is with Rogue One.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
In fact, it's great that one of us has not and still has an opinion. So here's my problem. The wonderful Diego something actor.
Luna?
Face person.
Yeah.
Wonderful filmmaker. He's
Diego
terrific
Moon.
talent. But someone who's a swashbuckling Star Wars kind of anti-hero character cannot have such small hips. He weighs like 130 pounds, this guy.
Well, I think we are in a wonderful age of diversity. I mean, one of the things that's celebrated in that movie is the diversity. And I think body shape we need to make sure that we are including all body shapes as well. And
He read off the whole script.
Nope.
He read the whole script in front of him.
Not on your action hero. I'll go
I'm
with
into
you.
it. I like
If
that
you watch
answer.
Die Hard, John McClane has much more narrow hips than you would think.
Than I remember?
Yeah.
Big upper body,
It's
though.
hippie-ki-yay, motherfucker. Yeah.
That's true.
It's hippie-ki-yay, motherfucker. That was the original
Yes.
text. And so now that's my problem with Rogue One, is I can't stand the tiny hips of the scoundrel.
Did it really take you away from the film?
It did. Well, and also I could have used some sort of UN translator. I love all people from all worlds, but I need to know what the fuck they're
You
saying.
love people from all worlds, but you're racist.
No, but I'd like to know what they're saying when their dialogue is impactful.
Just not Tatooine.
Right, of course, right.
Yeah. Well, at least Tatooine, I get some subtitles.
At least Tatooine, I got some subtitles.
Yeah. So I have to emphasize certain syllables. So Kyle, we'll save the best for last. Kyle,
Right.
how would you state this is my problem with Rogue One?
What is my personal
Have you
problem
seen it,
with
Kyle?
Rogue? I have seen
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
My problem with Rogue One. Do you want the funny version? I won't even do the funny version. I think that the second half is really amazing.
Sure.
And the ending is very amazing.
Someone said the
Fun.
ending is incredible. I haven't. Please don't ruin it for me.
I won't ruin it all, but it is movie boner causing. Like
can't wait.
It is like it's worth any flaws it has, and the flaws are just a little messy up front. And it had an amazing action sequence that was all too brief.
Matt Myra posted a very funny thing about the opening, which will give nothing away for
TV's
our fine
Matt Myra?
friend
TV
who's
hosts Matt Myra?
TV sidekick Matt Myra, the nerdist man. First script assignment on the Goldbergs. Celebrated that at the poker table last night. Is that
The poker game I'm still not invited to because I'm not
Wow.
quite
You
well. I'm
refuse to
invited.
play.
I'm insecure about my poker abilities, and when I said passive aggressively, I'm not that good, you're like, then don't come.
well, I don't want my friends to lose money.
Yeah.
Wait,
What,
what's
you
the
think
buy-in?
I'm
What do you
bluffing?
start at?
It's a mere $500.
No, it is not.
Sure, it is.
It is a $500 buy-in?
By the way, there's $20,000 buy-ins around.
I know, but I
Right.
thought you playing a friendly game wouldn't be 500 in.
Again, this is why when a friend says, "Man, I'm not really that good,"
Can you
I say,
buy in more than once?
should
Can you
not
keep
buy-"
going?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Really? So what's the
Absolutely.
most someone's lost in one game of yours in the
I don't
past
think
20
that's
years you
important.
played?
It's not that. It's not impressive.
What is it? Is it over
Maybe
5,000?
9,000.
That's so much money.
But that was once out of 6 years, and he was a lunatic in terms of
was it?
splashing money around. Really?
Why not?
Is that a question?
Isn't that what your show's about?
There's a question. No, that's Mark Maron. Mark Maron. Go on that show if you want that kind of brutal
Okay.
honesty.
I remember last time we did this, you were very honest and asked real
Huh.
questions.
Well, I don't want to call anybody out.
Got it.
In that
so
way.
we'll just say Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that's right. We'll just say Tom Hanks.
Well, then I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
I think he can afford $9
Yeah.
grand.
Yeah, he's fine.
But normally people are winning and losing like $1,000. It's not that big a deal.
Right.
I mean, it's all relative. Listen, it's all relative. That's the thing about. I remember playing in one of these annoying private gambling parlors in Vegas.
You mean awesome
All
private?
the casinos have these little tiny ones for annoyingly famous people. And Tiger Woods had just won a big golf tournament. It's about 15 years ago. And I saw, and so there's a blackjack table. Oh, there's Tiger Woods. He's playing 3 hands.
Oh, God.
$15,000 a hand. A hand.
Whoa!
So $45,000 a table. And my feeling was, the thing about gambling is, if you don't know this, whatever your betting is, it's relative to, you have to feel something. It has to impact you when you win and lose.
You mean tactily?
You have to
actually-
sting somehow.
Right.
When you win, you got to go, oh, I won, or ooh, I lost.
Oh, and you're saying he can't have that
He
because
can't
he's
bet
numb to it if
$500
he's
a hand if he
yeah.
just won $6 million
That's
at a golf
really
tournament.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a strange thing about gambling that I'm fascinated by. So was your answer what? The end of the first part was not
Rogue One?
great? Was your problem?
My problem was just slightly messy, kind of uninspired opening. Great second half, some great battle sequences. The scene with that the blind.
No.
Oh, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Okay,
No-
well,
no
the scene. I won't say.
specifics.
I'll say it so you don't know. But there's a great action scene.
Yes.
About in the first half.
Sure.
That is
Sure.
excellent, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see more of that, and you don't.
Yeah.
And I don't really usually disparage directors for doing that. You know, it's like you don't have to keep feeding me.
Sure.
But I would have liked a little bit more of that. But the second half more than made up for it. I wouldn't even call it mediocre beginning, like just not amazing beginning.
Are you
I have a
happy?
problem with
You
it,
happy you saw it?
Totally, and I admire the screen, like the story that they came up with. I totally admire
Lovely
it.
and wonderful.
Yeah, I like that the indie, like it's like the spin-off of it is enough like out of the world, but in the world where it feels like I want them to do a true like indie spin-off of Star Wars where it's just like a character piece with like the guy that watches the ships fly off the island, like off the planet.
Everyone,
yeah.
I keep hearing it. I didn't finish that Myra thing. So, you know the actor Ben Mendelsohn, he's wonderful. He's in Bloodline with that
Yes.
Netflix. And the Australian film Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
I heard
That's
it's
what kind of
fantastic.
brought
He
him to
plays
that.
one of
Yeah.
the most unnerving bad guys in history. So in Rogue One, he is a bad guy
Yeah.
with no emotional range. And it blew my mind that such a brilliant, intimidating, creepy great actor was not allowed to be that, and how much better his role would have been had he been unleashed. But Matt Myra's joke was in the opening of the film, he's come to do something bad.
Ben
I'm not going to
Mendelsohn
give
is.
anything away. Ben Mendelsohn's character, and they park like a mile away, and they walk in. He had to park out in the mall's
I will not
parking lot.
valet in my own neighborhood.
I've come to
Yeah.
do something bad, but I'm going to be respectful to
Yeah.
your land and park a mile
I'm a
away.
circler.
And
I
walk
got to
in.
circle until I find
That's
something.
really good.
Yeah,
That's great.
So, what is your problem, Ben Schwartz,
Well, I haven't
with
seen
Rogue
it yet.
One? So,
I haven't seen it yet.
knowing
my
that.
problem lies with that everybody's telling me I can't wait for the ending is so good.
Yeah.
So like now when I watch it, I'm just can't wait. I hate that I know. I hate that I know that the ending is great.
Sure.
Because I'm gonna be like I can't wait.
It's one of the things I also get annoyed by when people promise not to spoiler alert. You've got to see this thing. I won't give anything away, but the ending
That's
is
great.
crazy.
That's exactly
You
what-
just ruined the movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know. I'm
And
sorry.
is it a-
Well, I was answering his question.
No, someone had already said it
Yeah.
before you. You didn't do it.
A lot of people
Yeah.
probably said it.
I helped out with Star Wars Episode 7.
Yes, you did. Tell us how. The DB8.
Did DB8.
You're the voice.
I helped with it. Yeah.
There's like two of you or one of you?
It was started off as me trying it, and then I had to work somewhere else in Atlanta, and then JJ brought Bill Hader in.
Right.
And I don't know if in the end he used any of our stuff or if he just found like an iPad app and just like did it that way.
But were you on set doing improvs and stuff? Like what?
I went on set once, but only to the edit bay, never to act with characters. So
Okay.
they would send me the scenes. So I got to see the scenes before anybody else. Any scene that BB-8 was in, they would send to edit bay. I would go to the edit bay and I would record just like this, real words. We do real words and
Like-
real dialogue.
What kind of word?
Like Kevin Pollak and Grumpier Old Men is pretty
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
but Kevin Pollak and it's mostly like rating top to bots your IMDb page and your star meter from beginning to end through the years and like what really boosted you, whatever.
Oh, that's great.
But JJ would write dialogue, we'd write dialogue, and we'd do that. And then we gave it to Lucasfilms, and they came back, and it kind of sounded like a human voice still.
Right.
Like it sounded like beeps and boops, but it sounded a little bit too human. So we tried a synthesizer, and me trying it, and then I had to jet.
yeah.
Do you know Deborah Winger's E.T.? A lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know.
Is that true?
Deborah Winger is E.T.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're gonna love this. I don't know you well enough, but I feel like you and I could be friends.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
I saw this past 2 weeks. I've seen 3 classic films that I've never seen in my entire life. And I'm talking like when I tell you all 3 of them, you will be so upset at me.
No, I'm going to be so happy that you finally did it.
No, but you'll be upset that like I
That
write
you hadn't.
movies and don't have the knowledge of someone else who's better than anybody else doing it.
Right. The first one, of course, is.
I wonder if there's a game we could play for you guys to figure
all
it
right.
out.
Oh,
one is a musical. One is a musical.
Singing in the Rain.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
because she just passed away. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they showed it
yeah.
on the ArcLight just did a screening.
Yeah.
One and actually we could throw one more else in there, but it's not as classic. One is another classic film from a suspense director who I should have seen all of his movies, but I have not.
Like Vertigo.
One of his films?
You're in the right
Yeah,
world.
clearly Hitchcock.
It's Rear Window.
Rear Window.
Never seen it before. It blew my mind.
Well, we got to talk about Grace Kelly.
And then this one, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
exactly. Arguably the prettiest.
She was-
and interesting to watch. Not just pretty, but wildly interesting to
No,
watch.
she
But
held
the
the screen really
combination
well, yeah.
of her
She's
performance
incredible.
in that film in particular.
And then Raging Bull, which I've never seen.
Oh yes.
That's a movie court
Really?
nominee because
To defend him which way?
well, I actually think Raging Bull is one of my least favorite Scorsese movies.
I loved it. I thought it was
and
beautiful.
I
It's
adored it as a
extraordinary.
kid, and it's
Because it's a great kids
but
movie.
it's a great or like when I was like getting into
Yeah.
all the 70s and like 60s.
the first time he
70s
said,
movies.
"Did you fuck my wife?" Did you know what he was talking about?
Yeah, I mean, no, I was 16 or 17 at the time, so I was getting into all.
You
those
were fucking
movies.
everybody's
Yeah, I
wife
was
at that
fucking everybody's. Yeah, I knew what it was like to fuck a wife and to get mad at
You had, in
overcooked
fact,
steak.
had
Yeah.
sex with
Or
Kathy,
overcooked steak.
Kathy Moriarty.
Yeah, it
at
was
that
literally
point.
the same exact 1-2 punch.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't believe that someone would defend that it was bad. I thought it was like I was like emotional at how good it was.
No,
it was beautiful.
It is. It's hard to.
You have to understand it's a piece of
despair.
art.
It's a piece. Yeah. No, I love and I don't. But it's funny if I had to pick like a movie that was on TV of Scorsese's to keep watching, I just wouldn't pick Raging Bull.
Which one
Like,
would you pick?
I would pick Cape Fear. I would pick.
I just saw that for the first time ever.
Really?
Fantastic.
This week, that was the last one. That's insane that you brought that up.
I almost love his non-New York movie or like his like.
but
when
that's
he steps
crazy.
out.
That's directed in such a crazy
Oh, yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like experimental and
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
and weird, and so like it took me a while to settle into it. But he gets crazy at the beginning, then he settles in, and then at the end he shows you. But like at the beginning, he like takes huge
Oh
chances.
yeah, she's
Yes.
like putting on her lipstick. There's like those weird close-up, but
Yes.
De Niro's so wonderfully over the top in it. It just like, and
He's
it's scary.
great.
I watched that when I was 16. I mean, I arguably should not have been at that. And I think I saw it with my parents in the theater. And like, I mean, he bites a chunk out of her cheek. I mean,
my
it is
God.
violent. It is rough.
Ileana Douglas
Yeah.
takes that hit. With
She's
the
such a good
biting.
actress. I want to read her book. She's got like a great book.
Yeah,
Hollywood Out.
She's that is a great book actually. Let's go to Rear Window. So Raymond Burr, first of all, Ironside and Perry Mason is the bad guy. I don't know if you put that math together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So wait, Raymond Burr plays the bad guy. Phenomenal.
The guy across the. I just love the design.
It's just so patient. It's like
Yeah.
a play. You're watching a play. It's so patient.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if movies could get. There's a lot of times where I play this game with my friends where it's like, all right, could this movie exist now? If we pitch this movie right now, would someone buy it?
Right.
And there's a ton of movies from the 90s that would not, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also some older movies that are just so patient that if you pitch it, it wouldn't feel like there's enough meat for people's ADD to enjoy it.
right. Yeah. You sound stage and you see all those apartments.
I loved it.
Yeah, really great. Because who hasn't been in an apartment and looked out ever, or a hotel room? Sometimes they wrap around and you're seeing someone's window, and it is a weird moment where you go, I am going to look, I'm not going to
yeah.
look. Just that. And then what if you live there and you have this clear view of all of your neighbors?
It's great.
You can't get away from it.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? When I was watching these two things, both of them, I kind of knew it was going to happen because The Simpsons have parodied both. So I knew
Rear Window and
Rear Window and Cape Fear.
Right.
Cape Fear.
Oh, yeah, with
Sideshow
the-
Bob
with the
pretends
car,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one, Rear Window. Unbelievable. So when the music came on, I was like, oh, I've seen this movie.
You waiting for the rake?
Yeah.
You step on a rake?
And then for Rear Window, Bart breaks his leg and he's watching people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jamie, my better half, had not seen seen The Godfather for various reasons, and Simpsons ruined that. The horse head in the bed.
Oh, that's
everything's
interesting.
been done by them because they did another fresh print at the
Fresh print of Bel-Air?
print
Fresh Bel-Air.
of Hollywood.
Now here is a story.
At the Cinerama Dome, where they did a beautiful copy.
I love
Did
an
you
old
see all
movie.
these in the theater?
No, I only saw Singing in the Rain in the
Okay.
theater. I love watching old movies in theater.
Yeah.
I feel silly that I haven't seen them yet, and I was blown away by Singing in the Rain. But when he goes, this is again coming from someone who just watched it. I'm sure you guys haven't watched it in the past 5 years
Right,
or whatever.
right.
But when so the whole idea is they make this terrible, terrible period piece, right?
Yeah.
And then they go, let's turn it into a musical. And then he tells you the idea of how he's going to turn it into a musical is like a big Broadway number and about
Yeah.
Broadway. And I was like, how do you put that in the movie?
Well,
Right.
You mean put it into the?
How did he save his movie by putting a movie-
The swashbuckling. How does that match with the swashbuckling
Yes,
movie?
that's exactly right.
I think it's more that he's been pitching that's been his pet project, like separate from the swashbuckling.
Oh.
Also, the great thing about that swashbuckling movie. The action sequence in it is legitimately good on its own.
Yes.
Like when they show the black and white when Gene Kelly, because he was such a great athlete that when he's flipping
Tremendous
off the
athlete.
balcony and the swordplay, I'm watching it like a modern action movie. The
Yes.
scene. I mean, it's and I watch it. It's funny. I watch it twice a year because
You're
I've now
kidding.
introduced it to my kids.
How old are your kids?
They're 6 and 8, and so they
That's
know
amazing.
like the Donald O'Connor bit and everything, and so it's funny you brought that one up. That was my favorite movie since I was a kid. My
It's-
parents all watched it.
Your
and
kids loved
introduced
it.
and
It
my
was a
kids love
smile.
yeah.
You smile the entire
Yeah.
time. You're watching it, and and by the way, the O'Connor's.
Yeah.
I think he steals the whole
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, oh
thing.
yeah.
Maybe
that's,
because we're all stupid comedians, but it's like I watched him. I was like, holy, he was
Yeah.
so good.
yeah.
Have you watched any of the old Bob Hope and Bing Crosby?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Like the road movies?
I implore you because
Do you have a title to give me
Bob
right now?
Hope's asides.
Road to Rio, right? Like Road to
Yeah,
Monaco?
any of the
Road
Road
to
to
Rio.
movies, but Bob Hope's asides are where Woody Allen, who everyone took from, but Woody Allen himself has copped to. He took this from Bob Hope. Yes, well,
That's from
Right.
Bob
that's
Hope.
all Bob Hope.
Oh, I'm writing it down
You
right
will
now.
see the origin story
Yeah.
of a lot of Woody Allen's comedy takes.
Road to Rio, done. It's in.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, the little asides. The Oscar nominations came out yesterday. Who do you hate?
I haven't
Usually
looked at
they say, who do you love? And then we'll go
We
through
love them all.
I haven't looked at the nominations yet.
Did anybody here get nominated?
I think I'm nominated. I think
which
I'm up,
movie?
I think I'm up for Best Picture.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think.
That's- and you
or
didn't
maybe
even
it's
check?
Best Short.
You
Picture.
joke, but one of the producers,
medium-sized picture.
one of the producers of Hell or High Water was at the poker game last night. I'm just saying.
Really? Did he lose?
We got her
$9,000?
a cake. It was a big celebration. It's on the Instagram. Hell or High Water, you must have seen.
That's
I
with
did.
Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
Loved
Saw
it.
that. Loved
Right?
it. Yeah.
Loved it. Watched it with my dad, which is the
Yeah.
perfect person to watch it with.
And that's a slow-moving, slow burn
Yes.
movie. I mean, it's
Tiny
yeah,
movie made
yeah.
for $1, and every scene is interesting.
I really like that movie. Ben Foster can fucking act.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh man, is he
And
good?
Chris Pine is very
He's
hard to
great.
take your eyes off. I got to tell you.
Yeah,
He's great.
He
just-
shouldn't be penalized because he's pretty. You know,
he's a
Redford
great actor.
and Newman both had this problem
Oh,
when
yeah.
they were young actors.
Oh, yeah.
They were not taken seriously.
I just saw both of their movies the first time. I did a movie with Sam Rockwell, and he found out I'd never seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
saw it 12 times in the theater.
And
it's a
You did?
flawless film.
It is
God.
a
It is
buddy. But first of all, it's a
flawless
buddy
film.
comedy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And he goes, and we made sure that within hours he forced me.
Yes.
We found a place to watch
Bless
it,
him.
and it was unbelievable. It is so good. They are incredible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we're talking about
works.
movies so
Was
much.
there
I know
a
you have a
more-
podcast that just does that.
No,
No.
that's all I do is talk about
I'm
movies.
sorry about that.
Was there a more beautiful, fetching woman than Katherine Ross in
Oh,
Butch
God.
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
It's
When
Awesome.
she's tutoring them, like when they're on the run, and she's like trying to teach them Spanish.
unfair.
And yeah, I mean, she is gorgeous.
But the
And like
throwaway-
even before that, was Graduate before that?
I just
the same
worked-
year.
Oh, she was gorgeous. Now I just
Yeah.
think
Right
you're talking
after.
about. She is
Ridiculous.
holy balls. You can't stop looking at her.
Well, I just worked with a 90-year-old actress who, in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, plays the harlot in the whorehouse on Paul Newman's bed when they're looking out the window across
Okay.
the way. She's rolling up her stockings with the flowing long blonde hair. You'd never guess who it is. She's in one of your favorite comedies of all time,
Catherine O'Hara.
Young Frankenstein.
Is it Terry Garr?
No.
Who?
90?
Madeline.
90.
Oh, 90.
She's now 90.
Cloris Leachman?
We have a winner. No
Is
more.
the is
No more.
Wow.
Is the harlot rolling up the
Wow.
stockings with the long
Well,
blonde
she
hair.
was so good in the 70s. I mean, people forget like Last Picture Show, and I mean,
She won an
Oscar for
Oscar
that, didn't she?
for
Yeah.
Last Picture.
Speaking
For
of
Last
Oscars,
Picture Store?
Last
yeah.
Picture Show, which I also implore you to see.
Never seen that.
Peter Bogdanovich, black and white, breathtaking. A very young
My
Jeff
list is
Bridges.
so embarrassing.
First time Jeff Bridges was nominated for an Oscar. Also
Okay,
that
Last
film.
Picture Show.
it's actually envious because I remember watching all those movies at one time, getting introduced to like Bonnie and Clyde. And
Who forced you to
Butch.
watch these films?
Great
My
question.
parents
Don't stop
and
thinking.
grandparents had good movies around the house, but they were mostly older ones, Singing in the Rain and Citizen Kane. They weren't movie buffs. They just had like a lot of movies. And then I loved those. And then as I got older, I had friends that would introduce me to the edgier stuff. And then once I saw Bonnie and Clyde or Godfather, then I just watched all those 70s. The American
How many? This
Renaissance.
is an insane question to ask, and if you asked me, I wouldn't be able to answer it. So I apologize for asking. Do you have any idea how many movies you've watched, and also the period of your life where you've watched the most movies?
Probably that time. So I would say 18 to 25 is
That's when
when
you just-
I was at the
like a
video store. I
sponge.
worked at a video store. Yeah, it was the cliche 90s
my God.
Tarantino thing where you just watched movies at video stores.
Blockbuster was
Yeah.
my favorite place in the goddamn universe.
How many do you think is the most you ever took out of there knowing you would never get to them all?
Oh
I
my
still
God.
have
That
them,
was
probably.
the problem.
Yeah.
I can't leave with 9. I can't
Nine?
leave with 9.
What am I going to do with 9 movies?
Yeah.
Right.
How many Ernest Goes To can I watch?
You would. All right, we're going to break
Exactly
away
9.
from the movies for one question. We're going to have a few questions throughout the show. We'll be collecting points. This
I'm
first
gonna
one,
put my teeth in.
This first one is worth 10 points.
Is that for whitening?
I just got glass braces, plastic glass braces.
Do you have to put them in hot water first?
You know the best time to put them in is when you're doing an audio recording. What the
This
fuck
gonna
is
be
the
all
matter
civil-
with you?
Well, I'm supposed to wear them at least 22 hours a day. I only get
Okay.
2 hours without them.
Well, you're going to be
And
another
I also kind of just want to gross you
37
out.
minutes. Oh, well, you can put them in for comedic
No, you're right. It's
purposes.
going to be all sibilance.
Are you ready for the question?
Yeah, I
This
can't
first one
wait.
is worth 10 points.
Oh,
Are we
shit.
racing?
Racing.
Like, do we need to answer
There's a
it before?
there's a cash prize. At
Are
the,
we
at the end of
teaming
the
up
show.
or we're against each other?
You're against each other.
Oh,
Heads
sorry,
up.
I thought we were gonna
Kyle.
be friends.
I know. I was into it
Heads
too.
up. Heads up. The couple of these you can help each other, so you can work together. Ready for the first one? Do you think? So this is an opinion that's worth
No,
10,
he's
that's
gonna
worth
win this
10
one.
points. Do you think serial killers have also moved on to almond milk? Take a couple of moments.
Oh God! I mean, I can't wait for these. This is number 1 of a bunch. I can't wait till
Well,
we
are you
heighten to
assuming
number
all
4.
serial killers are cannibals and like biological?
Serial killers.
Yeah,
just serial
it doesn't
killers.
have to be a
Do
cannibalistic.
you think they've
serial killer.
also?
I
moved
actually
on to
love this
almond
joke.
milk?
I actually love this joke. I'm gonna say yes, because everybody's using almond milk for cereal. Why wouldn't these serial killers use
Yeah.
almond milk as well? I love that actually.
So you've got a yes from Ben.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kyle.
He
says,
also got the joke before I did.
I used to just write jokes like this.
Yeah.
Just pun.
Yeah.
Kyle, have you offered an answer? Or are you just going to go with yeah?
Oh no, I agree. I'm
Your answer is I agree.
My answer
which
is
is
I agree.
mathematically
Right.
not an answer.
Great. I like that answer.
So you both get 10 points.
Great.
The answer is
Oh, it is yes.
Do you have these written down?
The answer is yes.
There are
What is the
answers.
notes folder you write these down in called?
it's a note app. On
Yeah,
the
what is it called?
iPhone.
But like, what's the? You know, like you can label them.
notes? Oh.
like this one is called. I can't wait to use them, or what is it called?
Oh, this one is
miscellaneous
called,
podcast idea?
Ben and
questions.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I like
It's
it.
always reserved for us.
yeah.
You better have more like
But it
that.
was going
by
to
the
be
way.
Ben Affleck and Kyle MacLachlan.
It was. How unbelievably disappointing. So let's get back to.
Oh, I can't wait for the next one. This is like that Rogue One spoiler. I can't wait for the next one.
Okay. How long have you had? This is a conversation more than a. This is only worth 5 points. How long, and think about it, have you had an Oscar acceptance speech ready? That is to say, you either said it in the mirror, you thought about it, you actually put together something you'd like to say. I will give you time by telling you Alan Arkin told me, and he did not use this when he won for Little Miss Sunshine. He had the greatest acceptance speech I've ever heard. So he had and the winner is Alan Arkin. Applause. He gets on. Thank you very much. I'd like to say 2 things. First of all, I think pitting actors against each other to win an award is the most heinous, awful, evil thing you can possibly do to what we do as a profession. To pit us against each other is insane. It's crazy. It should never happen. Secondly, I'd like to say this is the greatest moment of my entire life.
He was a Second City guy.
He was one of the original.
I would love to watch those guys do comedy.
Right?
I think it would blow my mind.
Do you need more time? Because I'll give you mine.
Okay, let's get yours.
Do you need more time?
No, I'm ready to go.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear Ben's.
Oh, you wanna close?
That's right.
I don't have one.
So was there a time when you
No.
The first question is, how long have you had one?
An Oscar.
Except, not that you're going to assume you're going to win one, but everyone, even as a kid.
My brain wouldn't even dream that hard. As a kid, I didn't think I could do this. I didn't know anybody that did this, so it wasn't even a thing I thought of.
You thought you'd be working...
I don't know. It wasn't none of my family.
No plan.
Nobody in my family did this, so it wasn't even an option coming up.
What were the options? I guess.
They were social workers and Bronx school teachers, and the one worked at the YMHA and stuff like that. So this was new. But there's two things. One is when I watch, I won an Emmy once, which was very exciting, and I was on stage, and you're supposed to pick the person who's supposed to talk, and we picked Dan Harmon.
Oh, because you're with a group of people.
It was me, Dan Harmon, and Rob Schraub, and I remember I was very young. It was 7 years ago. I just moved here, and it was very silly. I wrote for the Oscars, and I won an Emmy for writing for the Oscars, the opening number for Hugh Jackman. So we get to the stage, and I remember being so nervous to walk up to stage because Tony Shalhoub is there. Monk was still on, and all these people, and like all these people that I admire beyond belief.
I also love that at the Oscars, it's Tony Shalhoub that throws you.
No, Emmys.
Oh, Emmys, sorry.
And so I got on stage, and I was just like, just act cool, and my phone is vibrating, like will not stop vibrating because everybody sees you on, and then they're texting you.
Yeah.
So my battery dies like within minutes.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, okay, just don't say. And then in my head I'm like, you're gonna by mistake say something in the microphone that's really offensive.
Yeah.
And I never offend anybody. Like I was like, you're gonna curse into the microphone. You're gonna say fuck or shit or pussy or like you don't. What are you doing? And then I was like, well, I'll never get to talk. And then Dan Harmon goes, and
fuck.
What? That would be amazing. Dan's like, and Ben, and then I had friends that were in the show Dexter, and they cheered, and then when he said my name, and Harmon goes, and points to me, and I was like, this is it. If I'm ever going to talk, this is it. And this moment feels like 1 million minutes. Yeah. Like, this is it. And I feel my body lean forward, but it doesn't. I've seen the YouTube video. I thought I was, like, because I'm so embarrassed to, like, say something.
Sure.
And also, what the fuck would I do? And so I'm, like, kind of like, and then I just smile a little bit, and then it's over. And then Schraub says...
everyone was expecting you to say something?
No. If I ever was going to talk, my improv brain, if I ever was, like, you're supposed to react in the truthfulness, like, I was like, this is the moment. If I'm ever going to say something, they gave me and even Harmon's like, what is going on? How do you know Dexter? And so like, I was like, oh my God. And then it was over. Yeah. But I haven't thought of that. I will say when I watch award shows, I get really nervous for other people.
Absolutely.
I don't get nervous
really
for the people
that win. I get nervous for the bits that those poor people have to do.
By the way, have you ever done? I've never done one before.
I've never done. You've written them apparently though.
Only the opening number. I didn't have to write their bit.
Right.
You must have done one.
Every time I do them, they're horrible, and I ask them to be changed or change them myself or something.
Now, you know what would have been a good part of your speech is just hold the buzzing phone up to the microphone. Like, is this all my friends back in the Bronx? Yeah.
Kyle,
25 years.
You've had it ready for 25 years.
Yeah.
Did you write it down?
I don't think I ever. I don't know. I don't think I've
Do you
ever.
Want to do it now or no? I guess it's bad luck. That's bad luck, maybe.
It's not bad luck. I'm going to do mine. It's totally not bad luck.
No, I'll let you do yours. I don't think there's any. I don't think. I think it's changed. I think I've like imagined. I've always watched the Oscars since a kid. I love the Oscars.
If it's changed,
I don't care who wins.
If it's changed and you've matured, then now is the time to tell us
That's
the one
true.
that you came up with 25
now it would be an
years ago when you were a
anti-Trump
child.
rant. It would be.
Would you really use your
political.
time to do political stuff?
25 years ago. What did you?
25 years ago. No, what I think it was is that like I always loved the Oscars. I just loved that it was a celebration. This is the movie nerd thing of just like you'd see clips of movies.
Yeah.
People were like celebrating movies. So I just like that, and I still to this day love it. I think I'm also one of those people. I give myself interviews in the car. I talk a lot to myself.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I think I've probably
25 years.
I've let that. So 25 years ago, I think is when it started. When I decided I was probably going to try to do something in movies, and so I think around that time I was probably. But I think I've been watching the Oscars so long, I have that kind of brain that like talks to myself and has interviews. Like I would remember being at 15, like interviewing myself, like as an older person, like talking about my like body of work.
Yes,
that's amazing.
When I was 7 and would walk to school, this is how much of a movie nerd I was. When I walked to school, there was a camera crew in front of me walking backwards, filming me walking to school.
Really?
Steadicam had not been created,
So it was just
I don't know how they
handheld,
even did it. But there was a camera
Was it
crew.
on a track? Was it on a dolly
had to be a
track?
long track.
No, it wasn't a track.
You had to
They
avoid
were
that
handheld.
every-
Before you left for school, you had to sit in a chair and just wait for them to
know
leave
how
You were
the
a
track.
genius.
I didn't know how movies are made, but I was being filmed in my mind.
Really?
Yes.
So there was no other
But
option.
I wouldn't
it was
stop
this or
and go,
nothing.
I need
Were
another
you
one.
doing
I
a
didn't.
scene that you had created
Nope.
in the moment? Were you
Nope.
doing? It was a slice of life.
I was being filmed, so it technically must have been a documentary because I wasn't doing dialogue from a movie.
Oh, I have a great question for both you guys.
Sure.
When you're up there, I can't dream big enough to even think about it, but when you're up there accepting your award, are you accepting it for a comedy or a drama?
I'm definitely accepting for a drama, and it's making me crazy because I'm a comedian.
What?
Yeah.
I think
there
the
was
opposite
a
with you.
left turn in my career that was not planned because I started as a stand-up and I auditioned for everything.
Yeah.
And then I got Barry Levinson's movie Avalon.
then your alcohol drama.
Which was a sweeping saga. I got to be funny in it, but then A Few Good Men 92, Suspects 94, and Casino 94.
I'm confused
it was
by this.
over.
In my head, I find you as an example for people like me, and I don't know Kyle well enough, but maybe like Kyle, that you can be a comedian and also you could show that you could do this as well.
Right.
I find that to be inspiring and also pave the way for people like blank, 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 or Jim Carrey
100%.
doing.
Yeah.
But then when you see it as like, oh my God, they're putting me in this corner, that's insane to me. Because you can always do comedy. You can always go back to comedy. Your body of work in comedy is so large.
It is, but if you were to look at it and break it down, you'll see that I'm, like in the Grumpy Old Men movies you mentioned, I'm the straight man to Walter
Yes, you
Matthau.
are. That's
Right,
interesting.
Yeah. I rarely get to be
You
the
mean
funny one.
actors don't get to pick their exact career path? That's so odd.
Isn't that
I thought we
insane?
all just get to
So you
pick
ready to hear
exactly-
mine?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually got to do this once at a independent film thing. This movie I directed, The Late Bloomer, actually
Oh, yeah.
won an
Yeah.
award at the San Diego
We can't talk about that, can
Film
we?
Festival. We can. And
Amazing ending. Oh, I didn't want to tell you.
And
Ladies and gentlemen, the award for Best Actor in a Drama for Here It Comes, Cover Your Balls.
will be best supporting.
Best Supporting, really? You wouldn't even give yourself a leading? Best Supporting Actor in a Drama for Bee Sting and So Do I, Kevin Franklin Pollock. Here you
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's your word.
Wow. First of all, I want to thank the members of the Academy, of course. Specifically, though, the ones who voted for me. Those of you who didn't, what does that feel like? To be that wrong. Just take a moment and look up here and realize, whew, you missed it. And then thank the director and all the serious stuff.
Finish!
But that is
Finish!
how. Oh, I want to thank the director.
Oh, they're getting you up. You fucking took too long, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, no, but that's what I've always
I
wanted
love
to
that.
say, yeah. Specifically those who voted for me. Because it dawned on me when they say thank the Academy, no, you're not
never-
thanking the whole Academy. You're just thanking the ones who voted for you.
But you're the best supporting actor for the entire Academy.
That's right.
After you get elected.
get elected.
Not just those who voted. You have to reach out to the people that didn't.
That's right.
That's amazing. I really enjoyed that. That really got me.
I want you to win now. I mean,
Yeah.
I wanted you to win. I never not wanted you to win, but now I really want.
Oh, I think you
blows
did.
my mind that you wouldn't consider the drama stuff so special and important.
I do, but
You came about it. You did
listen.
the opposite though.
listen, it is a fantasy that I was ever taken seriously as a dramatic actor. That is, in fact, a fantasy come true. The weird thing was, it's all perception. So you are what people think. And A Few Good Men was this just juggernaut, right? And I had my second HBO special that came out at the same time. I'd been doing stand-up for 15
In
years.
your specials, was it mostly impersonations or was it
Yeah,
sketch or it was
mostly, but
Were you doing
stand-up.
stand-up as those people?
Well, that particular one, it came out in '92, before Larry Sanders, and we did a Larry Sanders kind of thing wherein I had a camera crew sort of documenting me backstage. We were specifically pimping Madonna's Truth or Dare movie, which had come out.
Like praying in prayer circles.
Well, so I had a circle prayer backstage, and because my character in the backstage footage, which was shot in black and white, the stand-up in color, was an egomaniac, during the backstage prayer, I fired someone.
That's great.
Exactly. Your ride on the Pollock gravy train is over. Get out. During the prayer, people giving thanks,
That's a great bit.
It was really fun, and I'm most proud of that.
That's a great
right?
bit.
Yeah, it's fun. And also, I was walking down the thing, and a nun walks out with a check Thank you so much for the check. The kids and I will sister, please. It's nothing. You guys shouldn't even be on right now, I say to the camera. And then I go to hug her, and then it's one of those hugs. It's a horrible audio where you pretend someone's kneeing you in the nuts while you're hugging. So it says, thank you, sister. Oh, did you guys see that? Yeah. So I have a nun kneeing me in the nuts. So a lot of fun. And then Robin Williams, bless his soul, there's a close-up of me in the dressing room looking in the mirror, and you hear me in voiceover as I'm looking at myself in the mirror. You know, a lot of people over the years ask me, how do you learn an impersonation? It's never a right answer. I think I may have figured it out, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I start doing Robin. Whoa, that's it. Get down. That's not it. Damn it. I'm sorry. Whoa, down was that. Shit, that's not it. How'd you do it? And the camera widens out, and Robin's standing right there, and he teaches me how to do it. So those kind of things went on backstage. Super proud, super amazed.
Great.
A Few Good Men comes out within the same week. No one talking about the HBO special. It's just you're a dramatic actor in A Few Good Men.
Don't you think it's a different audience?
Yes,
the audiences would have found each other?
But in terms of who's stopping you on the street, who's seeing you in the grocery store, and what calls your agents are getting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because that A Few Good Men thing was just this instant. Everybody's talking about, and so on.
Well, you're cultivating like a dish, and then like you're known for like a certain dish or a certain type of food or a certain like a certain type of building if you're an architect or something. And that's what you've cultivated and worked your whole life. You idolize Buster Keaton and Peter Sellers, and all this like, and you're going to put it all together for your own.
Albert Brooks in his early movies has these great dramatic moments in the heart of these comedies. Modern romance. Oh my!
Oh, he was great. Gene Wilder, I always thought was the best.
He is
adding
so
this
good.
Real drama to his comedy. Even Young Frankenstein, absurdist stuff.
What's
like
the movie where he
almost
where he starts hitting on the sheep? That I think is one of
everything I always wanted to know about sex, but I was afraid to ask.
That slow. Yeah. I watched it. I must watch it 5 times just to study it. It was like. It was so slow and beautiful.
Never played the comedy for a moment.
Never,
ever.
God, was he fucking good.
Yeah.
So
we've just brought up like 7 dead people in a row, by the way.
Yeah, it's very important.
I was watching. I showed my kids Chris Farley. So my wife and I are big proponents of showing Saturday Night Live to the kids early, and so we got in a big Farley kick, and we were showing him the. And I'll make this quick because I know we got to get our next question.
There's no quick.
Chippendales dance with Farley.
Yeah, and Patrick Swayze.
And Patrick Swayze, Phil Hartman, Jan Hooks.
Oh no!
4 out of the 5 people in the skit were passed away. And
now it's your fault.
And it was my fault. So it really put a damper on the evening. And we had to bring that up to the boys, and they started crying. And
really,
it was really not.
You know what's great about that?
My wife calls us Bornheimer bummers whenever we're having a good time, and then I bring up something like we're talking about going to Mammoth. I'm like, there's a lot of avalanches right now.
So I bring up Albert Brooks and funny, and we get to Gene Wilder, and then
I bring a Bornheimer bummer into it.
Oh, nice.
Hashtag Bornheimer bummer.
I love that.
Nice work.
Print the T-shirt.
Yeah. We've gone in so many.
You heard
different
who passed away today?
now. Yes, Mary Tyler Moore.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna have like a 1 month off.
Yeah.
We didn't even get 1 month off.
No, the 25th of January is when we're doing this. Yeah, devastating. And there's another tour de force whose career made a left turn. That was not
Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah, her plan wasn't to be the wife on the Dick Van Dyke Show or.
I had the biggest crush on her.
Have her own show.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Stunning and comedy chops like crazy.
Thank God she got to not just be the wife and early, like before, where she was funny and that show celebrated her comedy. It wasn't, she wasn't stuck in a corner, but then she got to break out, do her own thing. And then speaking of drama, like Ordinary People, like she got to really break out. And
excellent example.
Yeah. I mean,
of a comedic powerhouse showing a dramatic side that you didn't think
I love
was
that. That stuff I find so impressive.
Right.
It's like, I think it's a little bit like when I'm not good enough to talk about this, but when I do a comedy, it feels more like math to me. I can figure it out. I can memorize it way easier. I could just because the cadence. Rhythms. Oh my goodness! And I've been doing it for 20 years now,
right.
And you guys have been doing it forever. So it's like it's easier. And then when it's drama, it's like a whole different. You have to access a different part of you.
Yeah.
And I find it to be it gets easier as you do more of it. But I think it's so impressive when you see someone who could do the comedic math part and then can just fucking. Robin Williams is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
He was flawless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that era when he started doing Dead Poet, like that late 80s, early 90s.
Oh
when
my
he started
God.
doing Dead Poets and Good Morning Vietnam. And I mean, it was just, and he gave so much. Like he left it all out there. It's like a gift to us all. Like I'm, it's all I can give you guys.
I think the only reason I was able to do drama ever or can allegedly, is because I was so comfortable doing nothing. And
You mean living
like
in the
being
stillness?
like just dry.
yeah, just doing nothing.
yeah.
And comedians, that's not in our DNA necessarily. We suffer so much from, hey, look at me, that
Yep.
we're not really trained to do nothing. And in fact, I think a lot of stand-ups have a difficult time doing real, authentic acting because stand-up is not about listening. You can hear the audience, you feed off of them, but you're not listening
I
to
feel like
anything.
Kyle, at least at the beginning of your career, you made a career off of being that straight man who can be funny as well.
Right. I mean,
Don't you-
we're like everyday bumbling. I mean, I can do like the straight, like kind of everyday bumbling idiot
Right.
or world's biggest asshole. Like I play a lot of douches.
Is that true?
too. Yeah. Like
You
that
go
was the
back and
first, yeah,
forth?
like and to the extreme. Like it's always like a very cartoonish dickhead.
That's
It's
amazing.
just like frat,
Yeah.
buddies and my own assholishness when I was like 13 and
That's amazing.
But it's a
like-
gift. Don't take anything away from your ability
How
to
much
do
of a
that
gift it
because,
is.
again, you made it real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah, J.T. Walsh, one of the all-time great character actors. On A Few Good Men, I confessed to him in his trailer. I don't really know what I'm doing. I did not study acting. I'm a comedian. This is the movie that could change my life, but I feel like this is the movie where I'm going to get called out on it. That I don't know what the
Right.
fuck I'm doing. And he said, I've been watching you. And he's one of the Chicago actor guys. And he said, you're already doing a technique that people study their whole life to learn, and you're doing it naturally.
What did he say the technique was?
Less is more.
Yeah.
He says there's a second half to it, though. Less is more, nothing is best. When you can do nothing in a
Yeah.
scene and be interesting, you win. And
Wow.
obvious joke aside, I've now made a career out of doing nothing.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you, and I don't know if you're.
Do you have fun doing it?
Yes.
Do you have more fun being the?
I have more fun doing comedy, always.
Probably because there's less anxiety if you're confident in your
No,
approach like
it's
that.
the funness of doing
Yeah, yeah.
comedy. The actual doing of it.
Yeah,
is
drama shit when you're like sad for so many scenes in a row is like,
Yeah.
I have a great quote from.
Please.
I just did a movie with Jeremy Irons, who I look up to.
Wow.
And
Oh, yeah, of course.
I say this because he told me he taught this in class, so it's not like a secret. He told me, but he was talking about acting, and he said there's two different types of actors. One is someone who takes classes, and it's like a knight where I'm going to ruin this. So if you ever see him, he'll give you the better version. But it's like a knight wearing all the armor to protect themselves, and does the line, and can get in there and can do the line, but they can't move around. They can get to their lines, they can say it, and they're protected because they have all these years of da-da-da. And he goes, and then there are the archers. The archers wear leather, and they have all these different arrows that they can pick from, and they move around, and they can go to this side, and then doof, and then take a different type of thing, and doof, and and where you are, they can play with what's happening, as opposed to the knight has to slowly get there.
Yeah.
The archer's like, shoop, and I love that. And by the way, the archer is the improviser, the person in the scene that can just react truthfully.
Yeah.
And I loved that analogy that he used. Isn't
That's
that a
crazy
cool thing?
perfect. That's
and those,
crazy.
The British
Yeah,
actors
perfect.
that combine that have that technique.
Well, that's the thing.
But also
That's
are
bananas.
very lived in and real and can.
He
you
also
can jive.
yes,
you know.
He said all of that with a hauntingly beautiful British accent.
Right.
Oh my God,
a,
he is-
a Kyle-esque type of voice.
I would say
which
it's
is
very KB.
very-
Very KB.
We have another question.
Okay.
Contest question.
Okay.
This one is worth, I think, 15 points. Let me
Wow.
get back to
Better
it.
be.
Shit. And there is a prize you said at the end.
It's my braces.
Yes.
There's a prize you owe at the end.
There's
plastic
a
braces.
cash prize.
Kevin, would you like some water? Kyle?
I'm good. You guys get some water,
Good.
please.
Thanks. We need a pour.
Do you want
Thanks,
to
man. I'll speed it
hear?
up for you.
Do you want to hear?
Oh, you hear that on the radio there? It's the radio.
Do you want to hear the sound of water being poured into a?
It's but sometimes
receptacle?
sound is entrancing.
Oh, I like that.
The question is, do you want to hear the voice message that former President Bill Clinton is leaving on President Donald J. Trump's phone? Do you want to hear that?
So my question is there a news story I missed, or this is just a philosophical?
Philosophical.
Okay.
Well, no, factual. I have it.
Oh my God.
I have them.
Oh.
I have them.
Oh yes, I've done that.
You had them on your phone?
I'm not. Just answer the question.
Wow.
You're not actually. I forgot to mention. You're not allowed to ask questions.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so
You
okay.
sorry.
just have to
It's-
give an
it's-
answer.
Kyle, would you like to answer first?
Yes.
Do you want to hear the voice messages that former President Bill Clinton has been leaving on President Donald J. Trump's phone?
Since apparently Trump is using an unsecured Google phone right now, I will definitely. I think we can all hear it. I think we can. All we have to do is look it up. So yes, is my answer.
I think I would love to hear it, and for the sake of this bit, I absolutely will say yes.
Okay. You both get 15 points.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I was nervous.
The
about that.
last tiebreaker is going to be tough. But
Can we hear him, please?
I promise you it's going to be more difficult.
Did you bring him?
I did.
Oh, wow. I can't believe you still have the ability to get these things.
Here's the first one. Dude. Hey, Donnie. It's Bill. Hey, buddy. Man, Hill's pissed still. Oh, cranky pants. What are you going to do? Listen, I know you're busy. Anyhow, I think I may have left something in the Lincoln bedroom. If you could, if I could just poke my head in there. I was kind of hoping to get back in the house. You know what I mean? So, anywho, call me. All right, that's the first one.
That was Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
I wonder why they're
Instant critique.
chatting so much.
Oh, these are just one-way voice messages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Can we hear Trump's?
I'm not sure Trump's responded.
Can we hear
ever.
Trump's voicemail message?
The outgoing?
Yeah.
That would be great.
We don't have that. We only have the
We have another
In 2
one.
weeks, we might have an outgoing.
We have another one of Clinton's.
Oh, man, I would
Yeah.
love to hear it. Bill Clinton.
Hey, Donnie, it's Bill. Listen, man, have you had your orientation day yet? Did they show you the little alien fella with them big eyes? Definitely not one of them phone home characters, is he? I have to ask, what is the deal with Ivanka? Anywho, call me. So
Wow. That is Bill Clinton. That's William Clinton.
That is William J.
That's William J.
Can I change my
William-
answer to no, or is it too late?
Okay.
I didn't say that I heard that Jay Leno left a message on that answer machine. Can we hear that real quick?
Okay, now you talked about. I'm going to teach you how to talking to yourself, right?
Right.
I think we all do. So I learned I could do Liam Neeson in a
wait.
single word. It's a single word impression. Having never thought prior to the moment that I wanted to do a Liam Neeson. This just came out of me while driving in my car.
I love this.
Single word. I'd been sent to the grocery store with a list of items, which I'd not written down because, help me, I'm a man. So So as I'm driving, I try to remember the items because I don't want to fuck it up. I'm going to fuck it up, but I don't want to.
Because you're a man, you're going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
In defense of other men, you are also illiterate.
Yeah. Which is why I don't write things down, is your point, I believe. Joke explained. And so I'm driving, and inexplicably, again, very important to know, I had not thought prior of doing Liam Neeson. And why? I don't know why. He's an identifiable voice. He's an action hero in his 60s. Why not do Liam
Sure.
Neeson? But there I was in the car, driving, and into the rearview mirror, I say, bananas. Now, I don't know that I've heard him ever say bananas in a movie, Liam Neeson.
Or that he might say it, or that his name is Neeson.
Yeah.
And then instantly, Neeson, but I instantly pictured him at the IHOP. What would you like on your waffle, Mr. Neeson? Bananas. I will find you. So
Have you found any other single word
that's a
celebrities?
great one.
Getting back to Alan Arkin, this is a game we should play. He and his youngest son, Tony Arkin, created a game that they like to play. I give them credit. This is their game called One Word Impressions. And the key is it can't be a word that the person's famous for saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
It's not like do. Yeah.
It can't be where they're famous for
looking at
saying.
you, kid.
And it can only be one word. I will give you a hint if you want
Wow.
to work on some for later for more points. Multiple syllable words, obviously.
Can we hear one and we'll try to guess?
Carburetor.
So that's
Woody
Woody
Allen.
Allen.
Thank you.
So,
So again,
are we
multiple
supposed to give
syllables.
you the celebrity and you have to instantly come up with it? Or
No, this is
or that
something-
level 2.
This is a game that
Yeah.
you bring your own to it. So
Right.
I'll give you time to think about one you might want to try.
I can do one impression.
Can you do it in a single word?
It has 0 words. It's the only one of the very few impressions I can do. I've done it on a podcast. It'll make no sense because it's all physical. I need to borrow your glasses if that's okay.
Zero words.
I'm going to do this impression, and you guys are going to tell me not only who I'm playing, you're going to tell me the film in which it's in.
All right.
And I can't imagine a world where both of you will get it. I've been in rooms where nobody gets it.
Am I allowed to guess before you start?
Yes.
Woody Allen.
Correct. No, that would have been amazing. Okay, ready?
Yes.
This is it. I've done this on a podcast before, so I apologize, but nobody.
Adlai Stevenson.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Kevin, you tell me action.
And action, please.
Oh, Jurassic Park.
That is correct. Who's the actor?
Sam Neill.
That is correct.
Wow.
Is that what you thought?
No.
What did you think? By the way, that is 100%.
That is an awesome. That's a great. Have you done that impression on stage or anything? That is a really funny.
I haven't
bit.
really done it maybe once on stage ever.
Yeah.
I should do it
That's a really good.
Wow.
What did you think it was?
It didn't come to mind before he spoke. So, I mean, I was blank and then he said that and then it was over.
Isn't that great?
And I instantly knew.
Yeah.
I've done it on stage once at like one of the Cine Family things where you make fun of the movies.
Sure.
And I think like 5 people in the audience laughed and everybody else was like, what the fuck is he
Now,
doing?
I'm going to ask the listeners.
Should we explain that to the listeners or let them find
Here,
it?
I'm gonna follow up with what
Good.
you're
Whoa,
thinking.
did you write stuff?
You know what to do.
I'm going to ask folks to write to us, fan mail at kevinpollak'schatshow.com,
And who checks that email?
with one of the producers,
Okay.
and tell us what physical attributes did young Ben Schwartz do in order for young Kyle Bornheimer to instantly know who it was.
All right.
And from
That's
what
fun.
movie? Instantly.
I
Because
think I
you
said
heard
the
the
movie.
timeline. It was about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 to 7.
That was the quickest anybody's ever gotten it.
Yeah.
That was now
It was
you know why
unbelievable.
he's got movie court.
Yes. He's a movie buff.
I'm supposed to read a mid-roll ad. See, when you're here with the Aquaman, they do them later, right? And
Everybody does them later.
Yeah, because they have time for editing. I got a guy who complains.
So you don't edit this. Whatever we say is going to be on there.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
That's such a great. That's such a comedian's
do your
trust
mid-roll.
thing. Yeah. This is like old time TV.
All right. You guys get on your phones. You're allowed to check your phones, especially
Can I
you,
put my teeth in?
Especially you listening.
Do it.
Put your teeth in because we'd like those for the end. I want to thank today's sponsor, Blue Apron, for sponsoring this. Well, I'm just going to say a terrific episode. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients right to your door. How is that so far, guys? As a cold read,
I just signed up for Blue Apron and love it. It's changing my
keep
life.
those in.
Oh
please.
my God! You won't be able to talk.
As a cold read, though, right?
You're great.
I'll give you a variety of voices since we're doing this together.
Together?
And
That's when you're together with Kevin. You're
since
together.
Blue Apron ships only the exact amount of each ingredient required for a recipe, there's no waste food. No. Blue Apron
never get
works
sick of it.
to make sure you are receiving high-quality ingredients. The seafood, for example, is sourced sustainably. Say that 6 times fast, you prick. The produce is grown using regenerative farming practices, and the beef, pork, and chicken are all raised humanely. Some of the meals available in January include spicy shrimp and Korean rice cakes with cabbage and furikake.
Can you do Norm Macdonald?
Fury cake.
Ooh.
Fury cake is how you say that. Hey, you know, you got the your pork chops, right? You know, garlic piccata. No, I can't. Apparently. With scallion rice and spinach. Try mushrooms with chipotle pepper enchiladas with lime sour cream. The point is, folks, all of these sound delicious and
And
crazy.
they are.
And they're brought to you, and Kyle's going to give us a little testimonial because he's done this. You will love how it feels, how it tastes, how it works to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/chat, C-H-A-T. That's blueapron.com/chat. Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
That was good. That was really good. I'm
Thank
happy
you.
we did that.
So Kyle, tell us about your experience at Blue Apron.
Well, I'm like a typical impatient person in the kitchen.
Sure.
So, as much as I'd like to be the kind of person that puts things together, and then just the whole idea of going to get the stuff and whatever. But then with 2 kids and you want,
Man, you're selling the shit out of this.
it wraps around to a good sale.
Are you wearing them both or just one?
Oh, yeah. So I guess this will be a good test because now for the second half of the show, I'll have both my Can I say the product name?
Yeah.
Invisalign braces.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So
Did you get braces when you were a kid?
I did, but because I fell out of a tree in 3rd grade, and I hit the tree on the way down. My face hit the tree and
this
pushed
is
my
like my
teeth back
nightmare.
into
Oh,
the
no,
roof
no,
of my
no,
mouth.
no, no.
So I had to have emergency braces put in. And then 8 years later, when I needed to really get them, I convinced my parents, I already had them. How dare you make me wear them twice? And they'd gone through 4 kids already, and they were sick of dealing with kids.
So when someone eventually did ask you, did you fall out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down? You said just the one.
Yes, I had to answer honestly. I could not lie.
The S's.
And and I never took it as a joke. I couldn't even appreciate.
Say this,
their-
Kyle. Say slippery snakes always sneaking by.
Slippery snakes always slipping by. How's it sound?
That was really good, actually.
What's the thing from the jerk?
Jamie sent a small clip.
I slit the sheet
for
that slit
Ben, so that he would have something to enjoy during the show.
Oh, so he could ignore you and watch something?
A little bonus.
A trailer for
a little
Rogue One?
video. No, it's a trailer from a teaser
Wait,
moment
I'm
from
gonna
The
send her a
Simpsons.
picture of my dick.
Yeah. Wait, that's weird and perfect. Okay, that is the next question. How many dick pics have you sent, and how many have you received? Ben?
Received as in someone's actual dick?
No, it could have been a joke dick sent to you. That's allowed.
I have never in my life sent a dick pic.
That's correct.
Never. That is how many points? How many points?
20.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never taken a picture of my penis and texted it to someone. I don't trust anybody, even a girlfriend. I wouldn't trust a girlfriend enough. That would be so scary. Everybody's phone's getting
This
hacked.
is not an ad for Now You Know,
Right, of
for
course.
NBC.
And I've never
Ding,
been. I
ding,
don't think
ding,
anybody's
ding.
ever sent me a picture of
Not
their.
even comedically.
Oh, maybe comedically a ball or something like that. Yeah.
Correct.
Or have you seen this?
Yes.
Yeah, one of those.
The answer was have not sent, have possibly received.
Yes.
Comedically, both correct.
Okay.
Kyle?
Oh yes, Kyle has.
Well, no, I'm hesitant to.
You also have a wife.
I have a wife. No, but we're we're not old. But I don't understand the obvious pitfalls of doing this are so obvious to a certain generation and so seemingly not obvious to the next. Well, I shouldn't say that because you got Anthony Weiner who does it, and then you have 19-year-olds
Yeah.
that do it.
He
So
had
maybe
an obligation given his name.
yeah, I guess he was sort of stuck there, wasn't he? Well, two things.
I sent pictures of fish. Go
Do you
on.
guys remember? Speaking of this, like having
That
that
was
image on
great.
your phone, I've been looking for this for a while. A buddy of mine used to do, and then I started doing it. There was this amazing picture. It was like almost like a green and white picture of this guy with really pale legs and a huge schlong. And you would show it to someone, and you'd be like, "Do my legs look pale in this?" And
Oh,
then
that's
do you
funny.
remember that? Like
No.
it was like, and it would crack us all up. And so, and I've been looking for the exact photo for now 3 years since he did it. And
The Google search
won't
must
do it
be
with you.
so
I know.
funny.
And then you get afraid to Google search it. Like, well, this is going to be on my search history. I'm doing it for a joke, everybody.
Pale legs, big cock.
Yeah. It's oh, great, honey.
I bet we could find it in 2 seconds. No joke.
I want to try, and on anyone else's phone but mine. So feel free.
You want to
You guys
try.
ever played Google History Roulette, where you have to, like, you're at dinner table and you have to show everyone what you've Google historied that?
Oh my God, no!
It's really
I would
fun.
never.
Yeah.
I
What
would
you
never
Google
want.
history that
Like
day?
what anything on your history, your search history.
Yeah,
like
you
if
just
it's like
start to search something and show
weird
it.
wart on my face. You go
So-
To history?
Reaganomics. Yeah, it would just be
Actually, I
random.
think you just pull up Google on your phone and start to type, and
and it'll show.
it'll show
Oh,
you
I'm
what
okay.
you've
I thought I'd
been
be in trouble.
asking.
I'm okay. It's mostly sports stuff.
Okay.
It's really bizarre, like what people. I mean, obviously bizarre, but it's just fun. It's random. It's like mostly just random. I'm hesitant to do this because it's a good inside joke that I feel like tweeting has ruined inside jokes. Remember, you would have these great texting relationships with your friends. You'd have like one or two buddies that you all got the same kinds of jokes, and you would text each other. Now we tweet it all, but I do like to send dick pics that are just like pictures of famous Richards, like. I'll send my wife a picture of Richard Nixon or a picture of Dick Van Dyke.
And she'll get
Or
it that you've sent her a dick pic.
It took 3 times for her to the first 3 times are like, why are you sending me a picture of Dick Cavett? Why are you sending me a picture of Dick Van Dyke?
Okay.
And then, so I had to explain.
As you may see
know.
from the scoreboard,
I didn't get a
had
point for
given
that?
you a 0
Because you didn't answer.
because you had started with the pale legs cock story.
Have you sent a
but,
dick pic?
But had you given me this, I send pictures of famous Richards.
I would have gotten the points?
You would have gotten 40 points.
Oh shit! So I
Wow.
just because
Just
I went for the
as a
all right.
lesson.
So he did get 40 points.
No.
Oh.
Ooh, you've taken it away.
It's called burying the lead. Don't make that
BTL.
mistake again.
Now I know. Well, no. it makes
Sports.
the
What kind of sports are you looking up?
I watch basketball, but I
Sure.
don't get to watch any games, so I just usually go to ESPN and watch all the highlights.
And find out what the hell happened.
Yes. You know who I just
Please.
Rick? There's a very good poker player named Antonio.
Esfandiari.
Is that his last name?
Yes.
He performed magic at Cheadle's house because he lost a bet. Do you know this?
Yes, I know the bet, and they have both played together at my house. Why I mentioned that? And his nickname is the Magician, for sure. I mean, that's
He
his,
was unbelievable.
It's all hand
And then
close-up
afterwards,
stuff.
someone told me that he's one of the best poker players.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's either 1 or 2 on the leaderboard of all-time winnings.
Are you
in
serious?
the world, in the history of the game.
He was so kind and he was unbelievable at magic. Like to the point of he must have done it for like
That was his first thing.
He
yeah.
was so good, and
Yeah.
then someone's like, "Oh, also he's the best poker player you've ever seen in your life."
Yeah.
And Cheadle's like a great poker player, and
Yeah.
those are the people telling me that. So I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Does Cheeto play in your game? I
He
guess
has.
we can, yeah.
He has. He has allergic to cats, so there's a problem there.
Right.
Or at least that's the excuse he keeps giving.
Love it.
You know that there was something on television, you can still look it up, Super High Roller, where 5 pros each bought in for $100,000 apiece. They played 5 of them down to 1 remaining player in tournament style. And then 5 celebrities were bought in at $100,000 apiece by NBC Sports, and they played down to 1. And then the winner from each side went heads up for $1 million.
Wow. So there's no second place.
Second place is state.
The pot becomes 1.
Yeah. So
Who was a celebrity?
Don Cheadle, myself, Norm Macdonald, Hank Azaria, and Brad Garrett were on the celebrity side. Antonio, the aforementioned, and then I could name the others, but if you don't follow poker, you might not.
But they're all top 5 guys.
Phil Hellmuth, Daniel Negreanu, the great Dolly, who's the grandfather of the
Still
game.
haven't found one that's quite camera ready, have
And
they?
Vanessa Selps. Vanessa Selps won her side. These are the 5 top players in the world. And I won
You won?
the celebrity side.
Who'd you go against?
Vanessa Selps and I played heads up for $1 million.
And?
I, of course, did not win. You can't beat one of these people.
Yeah.
Was it close?
But it was
Did
great.
you win a hand or two?
I had. We'd start out with $500,000 in chips when we played heads up, and I had her down to $118,000. I had $882,000.
That's insane.
She was down to just going all in until she was able to double up and come back. But I had her on the ropes to the point where she said, in between the first and second round.
Were you getting incredible cards?
They talked to camera. No, I was playing loosey-goosey crazy, and she didn't know how. She wanted to conserve and play small pots, which is what the pros want to do against sort of a loose cannon.
Right.
And I wouldn't let her control the pots, and I really went crazy. But in between the 2 rounds, she gave an on-camera interview sort of thing. How's it going? How do you feel? And she said, I won that first round, but I got to say, I had no idea he could play that way or didn't expect anything. He was completely inside my head. Like, I would try to engage her in a conversation, and you could see her shutting down.
Yeah.
They're like machines. They are genius.
Well, yeah, I'm
level.
sure with the celebrity game, you guys were all, chatting and
Oh, we're telling stories like crazy.
and you still didn't get a Norm Macdonald impression out of it, huh?
What do you? Norm
What charity were you playing for, Kevin?
We weren't. No, this was straight up.
Is that true?
Yes.
I love it.
No, yeah, it was crazy.
So you lost $100,000?
Well, no. NBC bought each one of the celebrities in.
What's a-
we had
what's a-
nothing
You're
at
doing with your
stake.
microphone. That makes more sense.
What's the newest impression that you have cultivated that you play? And do you still get joy trying to find them, or it becomes work?
I don't search for them as much. Like the Liam Neeson
Bananas.
did come out of that moment. It came out of nowhere, and I don't really seek them out. They just I learned to do Jason Statham, which I can teach you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I was following him on talk shows. I had a book out a couple years ago called How I Slept My Way to the Middle.
Yeah.
Still available in stores and everywhere you get a book.
Still available in
And
stores?
so not stores?
Still available in stores?
Nazi stores?
Still available in stores?
Not stores? Not
Still available?
stores. And so I was following him on these talk shows, so I was forced to learn because I would go on after him, and they would say, Jason Statham was just here. You must do an impression of him, And then so I had to learn how to do it. And then I find myself doing him on the Today Show, and now I have to worry that he's going to find out about it because now it becomes public.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid I'm going to get that phone call at 4 o'clock. Do you know who I am? Do you fucking know who I am? Why don't I tell you, mate? I'm the bloke to rip out your little fucking heart. Do you know what I mean? Do you fucking know what I mean? So here's how you do Jason Statham. He says 6 words in a row. You say those 6 words, gruff up your voice a little, you're going to win. Do you know what I mean? You heard this a lot when you were in the Brits in the UK shooting your movie.
Do you know what I mean?
Because they all say, Joe Mean.
Do you know what I mean? Sure.
It's 2 syllables. The name Joe, the word Mean. Joe Mean.
Joe Maine.
Done.
Joe
You
Mean.
do a perfect Jason Statham.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Wow.
Yeah, there's always something like...
Do you do female impressions?
I was arrested once. No, I don't. Such a lame retort. Why? Why?
Such
even
a
speak?
lame.
Why even speak?
You didn't even finish the sentence.
I'm a baritone, so I can't. They're not in the register. Did you ever do voices? You must have done somebody.
Never.
So what'd you do when you auditioned for SNL? Which I
never
have to-
auditioned.
What?
Never auditioned for SNL.
Because they're idiots.
No, because I couldn't do impressions, and I don't think I really did characters at the time. I just Played versions of myself.
Right, but when you do improv, so lightning fast,
I'll play a
and
lot of characters,
Crazy, you'll
yeah.
play a lot of characters.
Yeah, but I don't
So you
know.
could have gone in with original characters in a quiver.
I would have. No, I would. I mean, in an improv scene, you can get away with
It's a
them
different
being-
muscle, right?
Yeah, it's just like they don't have to be great. Like I can do an impression of Barack Obama, and it doesn't.
Right.
I just have to state that I'm Barack Obama. Then you're with me. But if I didn't state that I was Barack Obama, I wonder.
And sometimes it's funnier if you're not. I mean, in
Yeah.
an improv, if it's moving that way.
Yeah.
What do you like about? I like impressions that make total sense that no one thought of except one person to do.
Yes.
Like Jay Moore used to do, like Andrew McCarthy and some like.
Well,
what are
that's
some
good.
random?
Still, when he does Harvey Keitel, it changes your religion. It's
See, I don't know if I've ever even heard him do Harvey Keitel. That's
it's
great, yeah.
unfair how perfect it is. And you just go, oh, well, obviously people should be doing him.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
I love
interesting.
You never thought to do?
No, I don't think I know. I don't think I have any.
All right, we're going to get to the
Impersonations.
big three.
Whoa,
These are the
shit.
big three, and
How
these-
long are these? Usually 3 hours.
Big three.
We're almost
questions?
out of time. We have like
Really?
10 minutes.
That's it.
What do you?
That
yeah.
seemed like more of a 3/4 roll you just did. It didn't seem like a mid roll. I was really thinking we had.
Yeah,
a
that's
whole
what I'm. I thought we just had.
I
the
got
halfway
to it a
point.
little late.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Wow.
It was supposed to be mid, and it was definitely a
I
three-quarter
was
roll.
giving you all of me.
How's the sound with my teeth in? With my braces in? It's yeah.
It's amazing.
Just stay away from the S's on the braces.
Yeah.
This. There are three questions.
Can't wait.
All right, I'm gonna say them. Don't answer.
Okay.
I want you to spend a little time with them.
Should I write them down myself?
17 seconds is what I want you to spend with them.
Each question 17 seconds or all
No,
three?
All three.
Okay.
I'll set my timer.
And then we're going to go back to them, and I'll re-ask
So roughly
them.
5.3, 5.7 per.
You know what? I like the feedback. I'm going to make a correction. We're going to go down them one at a time.
Okay, I thought that was smart.
Yeah. And I want you to spend 17 seconds with each.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
Before you
Wow,
answer.
that's a whole
First question. Nickel. Again, you're not allowed to ask questions.
17 seconds.
You're only allowed to answer. Nickel or peanuts? Nickel or peanuts? Kyle, we're going to go to you first.
peanuts.
He says peanuts. And Ben?
Peanuts, Schultz related.
Is that
I should make sure that mine were food related.
Yes.
Dental?
Peanuts, comma, Schultz related.
And you say peanuts, comma, food?
Food.
Both
And legume.
Both incorrect. I'm sorry.
Oh, was it nickel?
It was nickel.
That's good. That keeps us honest.
Second question.
We were getting cocky.
Yeah.
17 seconds. You did have everyone correct before that. Ready? Keith?
That's great. Oh, Kev, that's great. That's great. Okay.
This time we're going to go to Ben first.
Okay. So I need you to say it again, and I'll tell you my answer.
Okay. Keith?
Gerard?
And Kyle.
Give it to me.
Keith?
Just missed him.
Ooh, that's good too.
Definitely got a winner
That's good,
there.
too.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And the last one,
Oh my God, I can't believe we're already there.
we really
So
are.
sad. That mid roll really.
Again,
fucked
you
me
got to
up.
take 17 seconds, or it makes me feel like you just don't care.
Of course.
This time there will be this or that, unlike
Okay.
the last one. Cauliflower or Carl Weathers? Wow. 17 seconds, please. This is really for all the marbles. We're going to go to Kyle first
Jesus, Kyle.
because he nailed that last one.
Be safe, buddy.
I mean, I don't. It's just I have to get an answer. I can't give a reason or anything, right?
You can say whatever you
Well, I
want.
mean, you got to shout out to cauliflower. I mean, we're in an age of vegetables being much better than they were when we were kids. You can go and get great cauliflower with
and not
seasoning.
have it overcooked by your mother.
Right, exactly. It's in I don't know,
hands?
It's in your hands, like in pudding form, or it's,
Pudding.
you get like a side of cauliflower, and everyone's like excited. They're like, "Oh, we should get the cauliflower, everyone!"
Like instead of cheese, you can get
let's
grated
get
cauliflower. On
So
your
we
food.
got to give it up to them. But
Wow.
it's Carl Weathers. You can't
Because you can't put them in food or your hands.
But I mean, it's when you say Carl Weathers, it's an exciting name. It's an exciting person. It's an exciting icon. He was multifaceted.
Showed up with Sly Stallone during the Golden Globes, inexplicably.
Yes. Wow. Or explicably. Carl Weathers is my answer.
Okay. Almost unfair to have. I should have you in the soundproof booth because I don't want you to affect Ben's answer.
I will say this. I saw the sheet beforehand, so I know that my answer is correct, and I apologize.
He was given the answers. Russia gave him the answers before the debate.
I saw the answer, so it's going to seem so obvious when I say it. You're going to be like, ugh. But again, it's not that I'm smart or witty. It's that I saw Kevin has the answers on here. It's cauliflower Weathers. Correct or incorrect?
That is so incorrect. that is historically incorrect.
Cauliflower Weathers.
Yeah, it's funnier.
It is funny.
But is historically incorrect. Kyle is the winner.
Kyle Weathers.
It was Kyle Weathers.
I now officially become
really,
Kyle Weathers.
Just missed him. I think ran away with the whole thing.
That was
sort
great.
of lopsided.
That was great.
Although I have to say that I didn't get the first joke. And Ben did. What was it? It was, and then I was in my head the whole time that they're all sort of riddles or play, and I suck at anything that uses
last
my
round.
brain.
Kevin's got one good pun in him each show. You can't do more than one. His brain has.
You got to hide it in the
access
middle
to one.
then, in your mid-roll.
Last question. This is just for fun. Who will you be wearing for the Oscar telecast at home?
Ooh, great question. I'll probably be wearing a jean and a sweatshirt combo.
Who makes the jeans for you these days?
Oh, it's a great question. It's a two-step process. One of which it was I have Rag and Bone. They're like blue pants, but they were in jeans.
Right.
Because I don't love jeans. And then I did a movie where I was supposed to play someone that was in like blue collar, and I had like $20 Gap jeans, and I'm wearing them now, and I wear them all the time.
Crazy good.
So it's like both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But a good a hooded sweatshirt, I love a hooded, or a flannel. I love a Vermont flannel company.
Sure.
Makes flannel out of actual flannel, and they cut it and make it into shirts.
Vermont Flannel Company.
That's where I get all my flannels from.
And they make hoodies for you as well?
No, they don't. I get those from Kevin
just make
Pollak
flannel
talkshow.com.
shirts.
They make flannel everything.
Flannel sheets.
Everything. The underwear, truly, everything.
I'm soaking in
All
it.
flannel.
I'm soaking in it. God, I get rock hard talking to you. I don't know why. Cauliflower. Maybe you didn't hear me. Cauliflower.
It was historically funny, just inaccurate. You know, we were looking for accuracy. We've got 4 minutes to wrap this thing up.
What's the question?
Kyle, the question was, who will you be wearing as you watch the Oscars from home?
I'll be wearing Rag, but not Bone.
Smart.
Wow.
Smart.
Such a strong
Bone and I are
choice.
having a little bit of an issue.
What a bummer.
I think the Bone part of it is made by child workers, but Rag is more.
Yeah, American.
The Ragmar is.
These are not worth points. These are questions I'm genuinely interested in. For example, how much do you let yourself go eating-wise over the holidays? Because I went bananas.
I went crazy.
I've noticed.
Like a machine.
I went crazy.
I've actually not had sugar, bread, pasta, anything fun since January 1. We're day 25 here. So I imagine
How much weight have you lost,
8
do you
pounds
think?
more.
You lost
and I'm
8
a
pounds?
little dude. I'm a tiny man.
You're
So
diminutive.
actually, there's no scale involved. I want my clothes to fit, and I was at the point where I said, I got to get fat pants. On
You don't need a
December,
scale after a certain age. You
That's
know.
right.
by
I just want my
look.
clothes to
That's
fit.
true.
I just want my
Yeah.
clothes to fit. And everything was tight. Put on a suit, it was tight. And I went, oh, no. From Halloween, my favorite holiday, all the way through New Year's Eve, I ate like I was on a mission.
Yeah.
Like someone said, you can have this part, but you have to put on 27 pounds.
The end
And I
of
went,
Raging
all
Bull,
right,
not the
I scream twice a day if I feel like it.
Did you?
I would get up sometimes at midnight from watching
This is inspiring.
It is.
Shark Tank, which I became obsessed with.
I
over
just
the
started
holiday.
watching it too. It's so fun.
There's no reason to like this show, and I can't stop watching it.
It's so fun.
But yeah, they're none of them are relatable in terms of the sharks. You know what I mean? They're all like, anyways. I would get up at 12:30. She's fast asleep. 2 hours already. And I would get up and go downstairs for no other reason than to grab a handful of sugar.
Yeah.
What would you eat?
Oh, chocolate of all kinds, maybe more ice cream.
I love it.
You ever do cereal
novelty
with a
ice
bunch
cream.
of sugar on it? sprinkle sugar on
You
it.
put sugar on top of cereal?
On top of Frosted Flakes, you put sugar.
I don't
No
put it on
way,
top.
that
Of,
is
I
so
don't put it
much.
on top of the sugar. I'll put it on top of Cheerios or grape nuts or
Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Sure.
Cheerios.
You know, they took the
churros.
word-
I'll put it on top of churros, and I'll crumble up the churros and
Well,
make
that's
it
smart.
a cereal.
Did you notice
Cheerio.
when they not so subtly took the word sugar and honey out of sugar for sure, out of the names of cereal? Can't
Right.
get enough of that sugar, bear. He's long dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Long
Diabetes.
gone. See?
Him and Count Chocolate died of diabetes.
No. They,
So did
they
you guys
lost all
go
their
nuts?
limbs first, and then
Did you go nuts also over the holidays with the eating?
I did.
It was bananas.
But do you know you're going to stop?
Well, this is what happened. I hurt my knee
Sure you
doing
did.
the earlier show, and I got a hairline fracture in my knee, and I got a bone bruise. And I went to get my first MRI I've ever gotten, and he goes, "Okay, listen, you have a bone bruise. It's the best situation because you could have torn your ACL. The way I fell was really shitty, and it's on the outtakes. You could see
go
where
off the stage or something?
No, I was supposed to. It was my fault because I was directing it and I didn't do a stunt rehearsal. And I was working with someone who's an amazing stunt. Joe Hartzer's amazing. He's like a stunt guy too. He's like the funniest guy in the world, but he can also do stunts. So I was like, I'll throw you to the ground, and he's like, awesome. I love because he's the best. And I tried to throw him over my leg. You know what I mean? Like trying because I'm a weak dude. So I can use
Gotta
leverage
get
over
some
that.
leverage, yeah.
And he, I think, was jumping. Like he was just like gonna help me. And so he moved, and I threw him on my leg, and my knee went like that, and he landed on it. And it was a type of pain that I've only felt one other time in my life when I messed up my other knee.
You thought you were going to pass out.
I immediately started sweating bullets.
Yes.
The second it happened, and it was a pain that was so hard that it didn't feel to my knee. My brain like went like it was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh no, I really hurt myself, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to get up. But we were filming, and so I got up, and it was sore. And then I had to go get an MRI, and it was like a bone bruise and all these things. And then the guy goes, you can do some light jogging, but the whole idea is you have tiny little cracks in your thing. If you make them bigger, then
your thing.
in your kneecap.
Okay.
And if you make them bigger, then we have like a real problem. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna not play basketball or do anything for 3 months or like for a month. But it kept being sore, and I was so nervous I was really gonna hurt myself that I just said, fuck it, and I just chilled and I
Ate.
Oh my god.
What was some of your go-tos?
Well, I would go bananas. Like I'm lactose intolerant, but
Bananas.
still, I ate bananas. Bananas. I went and ate cheeseburgers, a ton of cheeseburgers, or I'd eat
Favorite
sandwiches.
cheeseburger in town?
Ooh, Shake Shack because I'm a New Yorker and just
Tough.
moved here. But I love In-N-Out also.
Tough to beat. I'm going to go with Elvis Presley's favorite cheeseburger in Los Angeles, the Apple Pan.
Apple Pan.
The
What? What's an Apple Pan?
Oh,
It's over on Pico and
since the 50s.
in Westwood.
Really?
Pico across from
Is it great?
West Side
It's really
Pavilion.
good. Yeah, it's.
Oh, I
just,
love a good cheeseburger.
Just a horseshoe countertop.
Can we talk about favorite place to eat?
Please.
Just for me,
Yeah.
we can do it off air while we're here.
quickly? The turkey burger at Fat Burger, still the best turkey burger in town.
What
Weirdly.
are you talking about?
Weirdly.
There's no way that's really turkey.
Try it. Oh, it's absolutely. Okay, so let's go back to cheeseburger. You're going to go. Who would you say?
My favorite restaurant and
Favorite cheeseburger? Oh,
Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
I'll go with Apple Pan In-N-Out, and I like Plan Check's burger.
Oh, I've never had it, but I heard it's great.
Yeah.
What is it?
Plan
Check.
It's the weirdest. I don't know what Plan Check means, but
Plan
they have a couple locations
Check.
in LA. Yeah, it's a gastropubby kind of place, and they'll probably be sold out by. I mean, like
Because of this
franchise.
ad?
Because yeah,
Because
you're
this ad, they're going to
welcome.
be sold out.
The problem with
Go to your
Wow.
nearest Plan Check.
Wow.
and so what was your other go-to to be slobby and eat and whatever you want and have
Well,
food?
I was in New
You
York.
didn't have a sugar problem?
Oh no! This is the biggest thing. Is this when I start eating dessert, then my body expects dessert after every meal.
Yes.
So I crave it in such a way
Right.
that it becomes like hard for me to say no. I've never done drugs before. I'm not an addict in
Sugar.
anything. I could see myself being like, or like a salt, like those things. Like it hits something in my brain where it tastes
Sweet and
so
savory.
good.
Seymour.
Literally, that's it.
Sweet and savory.
Yeah.
Are the things. Kyle, you have a weakness with the sweet
I mean,
or
during
savory?
the holidays,
we could talk sweets
I do
for
eggnog.
days.
I do lots of like coffee cake. I do
Yeah.
any kind of breakfast bready type of stuff. I really let myself.
Muffins.
When
Yeah,
I
muffins,
get to
yeah.
Starbucks and I actually say the words out loud so they can hear me and bring it to me, and those words are pumpkin loaf,
Yeah.
please, I know I've let myself go.
Pumpkin loaf?
When I just have a slice
Yeah.
of pumpkin loaf,
Where do you go for
which
ice
they
cream?
make 10,000 at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Ice cream in LA, there's some great places.
There are some ridiculous.
Salt and straw, I like. a lot.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Salt and straw in a place
Legit.
called Sweet Rose.
And not that pricey.
Sweet
Salt and
Rose.
straw is not obnoxiously pricey.
It's so
and-
special.
and it's a good. Like the people aren't annoying there, and
Both
I agree.
impossible to beat.
Yes, I
True.
think those are two of my favorites. Those are my two favorites.
Which one?
No, they were both of them.
Sweet Rose also is pretty incredible.
Where's that?
Sweet Rose is on Beverly.
Oh, across from Pan Pacific?
It's like right near Toroni.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
It's literally right,
restaurant.
yeah.
Toroni's
It's great.
good, too.
You have a
Promotion code.
last one, cake or pie? This is
Wow.
not easy.
It matters.
It does, so let's get into it.
Okay, there's different. I love a birthday cake, like
Sure.
a straight up fucking birthday cake,
Yeah.
white like inside with like the colorful outside and the, or like a Fudgy the Whale cake because that's what we had when I was growing up.
Awesome.
So it was like
we have.
Fudgy the
I've
Whale.
had one of those delivered to the poker game.
it's
Not kidding.
so
Is it
special.
something that you had to have as a kid to appreciate, or would I appreciate if I never had one before?
I don't know. It's like a
Both.
cheap. It's like
You
know.
would appreciate it.
Okay.
now.
It's like a cheap
an ice
dessert
cream
for a
cake.
birthday,
It's an
but
ice cream
it's an
cake.
ice cream cake.
Oh, like Baskin Robbins.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
Okay, yeah.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
But I love. Maybe you grew up in New York or no? No, San Francisco.
Yeah.
But for me, that was like that was. There's a couple of New York specific things. You guys also don't have Drake's here or Hostess. One of them, Drake's. I
We
don't
have
think.
Hostess.
So you don't have like Devil Dogs or Yodel or.
We had similar like ding dongs and
Yes.
ho-hos and yeah.
There's a couple.
Snowballs.
I love all those things.
Yeah.
Sweets are amazing.
The one of the places in town makes an original version of just a straight up cupcake, but they make it from scratch and it looks just like a Hostess's cupcake.
What's the
Oh,
place
you
called?
mean like with the white
the squiggly
little
line?
Squiggly line, yeah.
And it was absurd.
Yeah.
It
Was it so
wasn't
good?
just the nostalgic connection. It was, oh, what's happening? Kind of dessert.
I'm so impressed you've done it. You haven't cheated once.
Not
In January?
I had a French fry.
That's insane.
A singular.
And you felt bad, so you stopped?
No, I just said I'm going to have a French fry and not worry about it. But for me, it's all in or all out, so there can't be any cheating. And also, if I'm going to blow up like a poisoned dog over the holidays, again from Halloween to New Year's Eve, we put in some time here. Honestly, then I say to myself, January, you just take the month off.
Yeah.
just take the month off.
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
So February you start back, but you won't
February
close intense.
1st, but I won't go nuts. I'll barely have like 9 French fries and go, oh, that's way too much.
I don't know how to eat healthy. I'm not very good at. I just don't know what's good for me. So like, I eat the same boring things when it's time to eat healthy. Like right now, I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight, some whatever. So it's like, I
Get
don't know.
creative with salads and proteins, salmon, and do you just hate those things?
No, chicken breast and anything else.
Yeah, quinoa, all
It's
the
amazing how quickly your body gets used to a healthy diet, and then you don't want to go
we're
back.
creatures of habit. And
Yeah.
if you tell the body there's going to be dessert after every meal,
Craves.
I 100% agree with you. The body says, dude, you just finished eating a fucking lunch sandwich thing. Let's get to that
Yeah.
fucking ice cream now.
Insane.
That's what I just
John
had lunch.
Maine.
It's 12:45. Why are we having ice cream? We ended horribly. I'm going to say for the listeners,
I
that
think
food talk.
just
Write to us again
straight nutritional
at fan mail.
advice from Kevin Pollak.
Kevin Pollak.
That's
Chat show.
amazing. That's amazing.
I want to thank you both. We have to get out of. We ran late.
That's
I don't know how that
amazing.
happened. We got off on food. We ran late. The engineer was so kind. He didn't stop us. His
Thank
name
you.
again is Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Ryan.
Ryan.
I want to thank everyone involved, whoever did anything.
Except those that didn't vote for me.
Write to us again at fanmail at kevinpollak@chatshow.com. Thank you both so much, Ben Schwartz and Kyle Bornheimer.
Good to see you, buddy.
Honestly and truly.
Nice
and
to meet you, Kyle.
Thank you, Ben.
Until next time, and as always.